Welcome and thank you for joining me today. Today we're going to be reading from the Archbook series, Jesus Walks on the Water. Here is Peter trying to join him, and that's what Jesus is doing here. This supernatural sight is what we're seeing. Here is that boat in the back room that Peter was in. Everyone here is in a very, very tense situation. Here is a miracle right before their eyes. And Peter was able to take part in this with Jesus and also not as well at the same time, for he lost faith here. You'll see he is thinking that is what happened on his adventure, that he eventually did not continue walking on the water. I don't want to speak more now. Some of us may have already know what is going on here, but we'll dive in together. We'll dive in this version, how this story is unraveled, and we're going to see here how Jesus assures them that no matter what storm they're in, he's truly going to be with them, and that they don't have to fear. He can really do anything to redeem the situation, to give help, and it could be any time of the day. He is there. Jesus walks on the water. Here is that boat, and Matthew 14:22 to 33 and Mark 6:45 and 50 to 51. These are the parts of the Bible that we're going to read this story from, and here it is. So two different takes, right, with this story, and we're going to see here how it is rewritten by Nancy I. Sanders and illustrations by Elizabeth Swisher, our children's version today. And I can't wait to get started. This is going to be the first page that we're going to talk about this wonderful story. This story here where this miracle that is so talked about today, how impossible something is, God made possible. And there were witnesses, Matthew, Mark, and others who have seen this as well. And of course, Peter. The crowds were fed with fish and bread. The day was almost through. Then Jesus spoke to those close by and said, "Here's what to do. Go climb into your boat right now and row out on the lake. Continue to the other shore and I'll follow soon. Don't wait." And even though some still weren't sure that Jesus was God's son, the wise apostles soon obeyed, and quickly they were gone. So what a long day. So many people as well they encountered today, and they themselves are starting to head out. They have been fed, and that's great. Now they, the apostles, need to also head back to shore here, not here because there's no food, right? No place that they could have shelter and warmth, etc. So now they're going to start heading out, and it says here, go ahead, don't wait for me. And they kind of have an idea of Jesus being God's son and also being powerful enough to take care of himself, essentially being stuck in this island, that he'll find a way to catch up with them, and just all of that. They know that it's possible, but yet impossible. So yet they still held onto that faith and obeyed, and just knew that they just had to listen to what Jesus said. That's what Jesus told them to do, and they're just trusting in all of that. And so now they're heading out onto water. Alone at last, the Savior paused and looked up to the trees. He whispered low, "I'm coming now, dear God, to talk with thee." So Jesus walked up in the hills and talked to God in prayer. As night grew dark, alone with God, he spoke of all his cares.